It is like the number 3, as it I'm hearing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What?
Chance the Rapper is one of the biggest names in hip-hop right now, having reached this intense level of popularity off the back of a platform of complete independence. It's something we haven't really seen in the rap game up until now, with underground rap artists often staying underground or being called sellouts when they finally make it big. But what do we really know about Chance the Rapper? Is it actually possible to make it as big as he did without any corporate help? Well, whether you're a fan of the wordsmith or just want to know the truth behind his rise to the top of the charts, you've come to the right place, as we're about to take a look at the hidden reality of Chance the Rapper. So, strap yourselves in and get ready for some tea to be spilled, as things are about to get bumpy. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notification on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. The origin of Chance the Rapper. Since rap artists have a history of choosing goofy nicknames for themselves, ranging from Little John to Dr. Dre, you'd expect the same to apply to Chance the Rapper, which sounds awfully punny if you think about it, and allows the artist to come up with quite a few statements that advertise his brand well. A great example of this is one of his personal mantras, which he mentioned in an interview last year. In his own words, they say never leave things up to chance. I say always leave things up to chance. But as it turns out, Chance as a nickname is nothing more than a shortened version of the rapper's own name. Born Chancellor Jonathan Bennett on the 16th of April, 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. The star was always described as being a great kid who did well in school. Developing a passion for music from a very young age, Chance decided to live up to his namesake by working on his own tunes, which resulted in the establishment of his style while he was still in his teenage years. Not wanting to corrupt this passion of his with the promise of money and fame, he created a bunch of songs and decided to release them to the public for free in his debut album titled Mixtape 10 Day. A year after this 2012 release, fans saw the artist gaining mainstream recognition for his skills in the booth by releasing his second album, Acid Rap. Far grittier than his previous album, but also completely independent of any record label and free to all who wanted to pick it up. Acid Rap was loved by fans. His third album, Coloring Book, was then released in 2016, which not only garnered a fresh following of faces, but caused Chance to get some much-deserved critical acclaim. This went so far as to earn him 3 Grammy Awards, one of them being for the Best Rap Album of the Year. This mixtape of his, as he often referred to it, became the very first streaming-only album to ever win a Grammy, and even peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 200. Since it's not often that rap songs, or albums in general, feature highly on these charts, number 8 is a real achievement to say the least. Alongside his solo career, Chance is also a member of a collective known as Save Money, and acts as the vocalist for a band by the name of The Social Experiment. So, if you ever wanted to hear everyone's favorite rapper sing to trumpets and drums, you know now exactly where to look. Although his first ever studio album, The Big Day, was released back in 2019 to quite a bit of success, it's by far his earlier work that has made him the rapper of the people. Just when the rap industry was being overrun by so-called SoundCloud rappers who only really cared about fame and fortune, Chance the Rapper broke onto the scene and revitalized the industry as a whole. Because of him, it looks like it's no longer the case that a popular rapper needs to come from the streets with a rap sheet as long as a sheet of lyrics to make it big. And honestly speaking, it was about time that the industry got itself a good role model: his exclusion of record labels. Critics of Chance don't tend to believe that his #1 concern was to keep his artistry pure by excluding record labels. In the capitalistic and consumer-driven market we all live in at the moment, who would turn down the opportunity to make money off of their hard work after all? Because of thoughts like these, there have been quite a few rumors going around about the rapper, the most prevalent of which is that Chance never released his mixtapes with the backing of a record label because nobody was actually interested in him or his apparent skills. But nothing can be further from the truth when it comes to Chance. Speaking to Insider back in 2015, for example, Chance said the following in respect of the rumor that was going around at the time: "I've met with every AR, VP of AR, president of the labels, CEOs. I know all these people." And while he never explicitly said that these labels were chomping at the bits to sign sign him, there's no doubt that they would have seen just how incredible he is as an artist. Even after his massive arrival on the scene, where he lit the rap industry ablaze, record labels would have done anything to bring him on. But regardless of the insane amount of connections he apparently had at his fingertips, Chance refused to use them, wanting to do things on his own and retain as much creative freedom as possible so as not to taint his music. Speaking on the same topic, Chance also mentioned that some executives have even shown support for the route he has taken. In his own words, they're almost like, keep going, you're in uncharted territory and you're helping to shed light on what the future of the business will look like. And we're all curious. But others, unfortunately, have been less kind. There's no doubt that Chance's blow up without the use of a record label was bad for business, with there being countless examples of record labels taking advantage of new artists on the scene by cornering them into really bad deals. Although we're talking about the rap industry here, it's hard not to mention the situation that Taylor Swift found herself in about a year ago. Having signed a terrible deal when she was only a teenager, the record industry and executive Scooter Braun held all the rights to her music, making her unable to own a literal piece of her soul. Chance has spoken up on atrocities like this and has alleged that certain record labels have actually shown their disdain for what he is doing by trying to push him out of headlines and paying to replace him with artists of their own. And although this sounds a bit too conspiratorial for our own liking, we can definitely imagine a world in which this happens. Whether it's because Chance said no to this powerful echelon of society, or because he has been actively advising his friends in the industry to try taking themselves into the space of independence, it's not surprising that most record labels aren't super thrilled about his presence in the industry. But is he truly independent? As you've heard, Chance and his fans have made a massive deal about him presenting his art without the backing of a record label, which is ultimately true. But refusing the assistance of a record label doesn't exactly make you an independent artist. This is why Chance the Rapper has actually received quite a bit of criticism over the years after taking the title of independent rapper for himself. You see, independent rappers have been known in the underground for decades now, and often never make it into the mainstream because they care more about the content that they rap and the effect these raps can have on other people. In other words, these rappers perform for the love of it and never take money to increase the spread of these words. But as it turns out, Chance gave away at least some of his independence by signing a deal with Apple Music. After being hit with criticism about this fact, the rapper tweeted the following in clarification of the terms he agreed to. At Apple gave me $500,000 and a commercial to post Coloring Book exclusively on Apple Music for 2 weeks. That was the extent of my deal. After 2 weeks, it was on SoundCloud for free. I needed the money, and they're all good people over there. Speaking about the awkward situation a little bit later on the Joe Budden podcast, Chance explained that he believed fans were a bit angry with him because they believed his deal with Apple was more in line with what Drake had agreed with the billion-dollar company. According to Chance, Apple had actually first approached him and was offering around $20 million for a 2-project deal. Speaking on the subject, he said it would have been Surf and Coloring Book, but they wanted a solo Chance project, and I didn't have that at the time. If Coloring Book was finished on time, I would have got $20 million, but it was off time, so I got $500,000. The artist also went to justify that Apple had absolutely no say in what content he was producing, which allowed him to maintain his independent label, in his opinion. He also stated that the money he gained from this deal was then used for advertising purposes, allowing him to reach many more fans on his own terms. So while the deal might have looked to many like corporate greed in a nutshell, it was in actual fact necessary for him to stay out of the grasp of greedy record labels. That Obama friendship. Chance doesn't only have connections in the music industry, as before there was Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump, there was Chance the Rapper and Barack Obama, who during Obama's presidency met on many occasions to discuss criminal justice reform and issues of the like. In fact, the relationship between Chance and Barack goes back far beyond his presidency. When talking about how proud he was of Chance, Obama stated, "Chance I've known for years because his dad was my state director when I was a senator in Illinois. So I first met Chance when he was 8 years old, and so we've been family for a while." But according to Rolling Stone, things go even deeper than a connection through family, with Chance actually having interned for Obama during his first presidential campaign, spending the majority of his time phone banking on the candidate's behalf. Although Chance has spoken up on many occasions and denied making use of any connections to make it big, you can't deny that the connections he does have in his back pocket are aplenty. And it's this fact that makes it so difficult for critics to believe that he wouldn't have made it easier on himself by just using some of them to his advantage. But what do you think? think about Chance being described as an independent rapper? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below.